Hey Vikings fans! Here you'll find all the news, updates, and analysis about our Minnesota Vikings. If you love this team and want to stay up to date with everything, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join our community. Skol Vikings! Head coach Kevin O'Connell addressed the media in London on Tuesday, offering a series of crucial updates regarding the Minnesota Vikings' long list of injuries. As the team gets ready to face the Cleveland Browns at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the situation presents a mix of optimism, uncertainty, and growing concern for several key players. The main storyline centers around rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy. O'Connell confirmed that McCarthy is expected to return to practice later this week, but he cautioned that the young passer is not yet ready to step back into the starting role. The coaching staff remains committed to a plan that requires him to complete a full week of work before reclaiming his spot under center. That decision means veteran Carson Wentz will start for the third straight game. Wentz, who was signed to provide depth and leadership, now finds himself in the spotlight once again, tasked with keeping the Vikings competitive despite the adversity that continues to strike the roster. O'Connell explained that the idea is to ease McCarthy back onto the field toward the end of the practice week, likely on Thursday and Friday. The rookie would take limited snaps and gradually reacclimate to the rhythm of practice. A realistic target for his official return as a starter would be Week 7 against the Philadelphia Eagles, following the team's bye. While the quarterback situation draws headlines, the offensive line remains the biggest headache for Minnesota. The group is dealing with multiple injuries, forcing the coaching staff to reshuffle pieces and rely on less experienced backups in critical positions. Left guard Donovan Jackson has been ruled out after undergoing wrist surgery last week. His absence was expected but is still a blow, given his reliability and ability to anchor the interior line. Center Ryan Kelly is sidelined in the concussion protocol, raising even more red flags. The veteran has suffered his second brain injury in just a 14-day span, which underscores the seriousness of his recovery and the importance of prioritizing his long-term health over any short-term urgency. Right tackle Brian O'Neill, a cornerstone of the offensive line, is also uncertain. He continues to battle a medial collateral ligament sprain in his knee, and although he is listed as week-to-week, the likelihood of him suiting up against Cleveland is slim at best. As a result, the Vikings' offensive line on Sunday is expected to look very different. The projected unit includes Christian Darrisaw at left tackle, Blake Brandel stepping in at left guard, Michael Juergens filling the center spot, Will Fries at right guard, and Justin Skills sliding into the right tackle role. Such a lineup leaves the offense with limited chemistry and cohesion. Wentz will be asked to play behind a makeshift front, which raises the risk of constant pressure from a Browns defense that thrives on collapsing the pocket and disrupting plays at the line of scrimmage. The running game may also suffer under these circumstances. With an unsettled group of blockers, finding consistent rushing lanes becomes a challenge, and that places even more responsibility on Wentz to manage the offense through short passes and quick developing plays. On the defensive side, the Vikings are facing their own set of problems. Edge rusher Andrew Van Ginkel remains a major doubt for Sunday's international showdown. The versatile defender has already missed 2 games this season, one due to a concussion in Week 2 and another last week because of a neck injury. Van Ginkel did make the trip overseas with the team, which initially sparked optimism. However, O'Connell quickly tempered those hopes by confirming that the pass rusher will not take part in practice sessions in London, essentially ruling out his chances of playing against Cleveland. The head coach emphasized that Van Ginkel feels like he is making progress, but the organization is taking a cautious approach. We're evaluating every possible option to make sure he's truly 100% ready before stepping back on the field, O'Connell explained, signaling that the priority is long-term health rather than short-term availability. Without Van Ginkel, Minnesota's defense loses one of its most impactful players. His ability to pressure quarterbacks and disrupt opposing offenses is invaluable, and his absence leaves a void that the current rotation may struggle to fill consistently. There was some positive news, however. O'Connell revealed that the team expects to open the 21-day practice windows for 2 players currently on injured reserve, fullback C.J. Ham and linebacker Tyler Batty. Both will now have a chance to prove their fitness and potentially rejoin the active roster in the coming weeks. Ham's return could bolster the offense in subtle but important ways. Known for his blocking and versatility, he adds a layer of protection in both the running and passing game, while also being a dependable short-yardage option when needed. Batty's return, on the other hand, could add depth to the linebacker core, providing fresher legs and flexibility for defensive coordinator Brian Flores, who continues to rotate personnel heavily in an effort to maximize production. O'Connell praised the backups who are stepping into bigger roles this week, noting that opportunities like these often reveal hidden talent and create chances for players to prove themselves at the highest level of competition. He stressed that the Vikings have confidence in the depth they've built across the roster. Adjusting to life abroad is another challenge. The team has followed a strict travel and recovery plan to deal with the time zone shift and minimize fatigue. O'Connell emphasized that managing sleep patterns, nutrition, and physical routines has been a priority since the plane touched down in London. For O'Connell, the trip represents more than just another regular season game. He highlighted how the international stage provides a unique opportunity to showcase the franchise, grow the fan base overseas, and bond as a team away from the usual environment back in Minnesota. Facing the Browns, however, will be no easy task. Cleveland brings a strong defensive unit that thrives on exploiting weaknesses, and Minnesota's injury-ravaged roster will have to show grit and discipline to keep the contest competitive. The fans, who are expected to fill Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in large numbers, are eager to see a resilient Vikings team. Much of the spotlight will be on Wentz, who must lead the offense with poise, while the defense, even without Van Ginkel, needs to generate enough pressure to slow down Cleveland's rhythm. Strategically, O'Connell may lean on quick passes, creative play designs, and unexpected formations to offset the offensive line's shortcomings. The ability to adapt and think outside the box could prove decisive against a Browns team known for its aggressiveness. Ultimately, the storyline in London will not just be about Vikings versus Browns. It will be about resilience, adaptation, and the fight of a roster forced to dig deep. How the substitutes perform and how O'Connell manages the game will be under close examination from fans and analysts alike. Back in Minnesota, the countdown to McCarthy's return continues to dominate conversations. The rookie remains the long-term hope of the franchise, and his return in Week 7 against the Eagles is now circled as a pivotal moment for the season. Until then, the Vikings must rely on Wentz's veteran leadership, the determination of their replacements, and the belief that they can still compete no matter the circumstances. London presents another trial by fire, and the Vikings are determined to show they won't back down despite the obstacles in front of them.